Alright, so I just finished part one. I'm going to continue right on to part two. This is really cool looking, actually. The ice skating rink that they're putting up looks like it's just being put up. No ice or anything on it. I'm not ice skater myself, but it would be kind of interesting to come out here and see how bad I am. So I'm going to walk back to the car and continue on part two of the story. Part two of three, we'll be talking about the actual wedding day. Now, I was 1 year ago today, December 9th, 2017, and I will say that it was the fastest year of my life. Actually, the night before with the rehearsal, so normal rehearsal, me and a bunch of my groomsmen drove together and got there early, starting everything set up. One of my groomsmen was super late, so we actually were about halfway through before he even showed up. Kind of funny. But, I mean, groomsmen's, whatever. They don't really need to do much. They just stand there and look pretty. So we get to the rehearsal dinner, which was about a half-hour drive away from the actual place where we were getting married, which was at her church, and we were able to so we got there, had dinner, good times, then went back to my place. I had 2 or 3, I don't remember, of my groomsmen staying over, and so I think we played a couple board games because that's like our thing to do, hobby that we're all passionate about. And we went to bed, decent time. I was not expecting to really drink or anything before the night, because I knew the next day I'd be a nervous wreck and I don't want to get sick or anything. So the next morning, woke up and decided to go to breakfast, which I never do. But I knew this was going to be the last time I got to eat before our wedding dinner, because we had pictures in between the wedding and there's not going to be any time to do anything. Steps are scary. Ooh, confetti. So we got done eating breakfast, which was amazing. A place that I go all the time. It's like, no joke, I could walk there in 4 minutes from my house. I could go to my front porch, look, and it's right there. So we I had a hotel ready, and a couple of my friends, groomsmen and a couple of friends, were staying there as well. So we actually drove down there and got the room keys, and we changed there. So that was a bit time consuming, getting everybody ready and everything. Got all dressed up, looked nice and sharp, and then we were able to drive to the church. I got there, I say, about an hour and a half before the wedding. So we had to take pictures, of course, fun times. And I will continue this in a moment because I'm about to cross the street and it's a little loud. Alright, to pick up where I left off on part 2 of the story. Now, I was at the church with a bunch of friends. Just got our pictures done. One of my good friends, one of my groomsmen, he actually brought a small little board game, card game actually. Don't remember what game it was. It was super fun. I don't think he has it anymore though, so I couldn't even ask him what it was. And we probably played it 5-6 times, kill some time. But once it was go time, that's when the nerves hit. I had to walk outside to get to the other side of the building, and it was cold. And so that was like my first thought. It's like, wow, it is cold. I just completely forgot it was my wedding day. I'll never forget that. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but it's just like, wow. get back inside other side of the building and meet up with the pastor to talk to him about how things are going, how excited I was. I was so excited to finally get married to Jordan. And so we start off the wedding. Guys all come out first behind the door, and one by one all the bridesmaids come out, and finally it's Jordan's turn, and I just stand there. I mean, I'm sure I had like no emotion. I was just a nervous wreck. I know my first thought was like, don't cry. I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to I was just trying to show no emotion, which probably backfired, because I know later on Jordan's like, you weren't smiling or anything, but I was just trying to stay calm, not freak out. I was just ready for that time. And I mean, when you're getting married and you are planning everything, once it's go time, you just kind of want to get it done with. You're like, all right, come on, wrap it up. I just want to go celebrate now. It's been a long year, long time coming, long time planning, long morning waiting for this. Let's just go. So we do our vows, everything. It's beautiful. I couldn't say enough about how great of a job our pastor did, and how many people came up to me after the wedding saying it was one of the most beautiful, one of the nicest weddings they've been to. He did a great job. Thank you so much if you're watching this. I could never explain to you how great it was. And so finish it up. Almost forgot the first kiss, I think. I just remember it was like one of the last. Like, I just remember going like, hey, is he gonna say it? Say it. Finally did. Gave her a nice big kiss. First kiss being husband and wife. Loved it. Jordan, I know I can't say this enough, but you look absolutely beautiful in your dress. The moment I saw you, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I get to marry her. She looked gorgeous. And it was actually quite nice afterwards that instead of everybody coming up to us to say like congratulations and whatnot, we actually went to each person to dismiss them from their seat and gave everybody hugs, handshakes, or whatnot, and thank them for coming. That way we actually got to talk to everybody who was there, and all that, because I know sometimes it's really hard to get to each person. And some people didn't go to the wedding, they just went to the reception, so we made a point of trying to say hi to them there. But I'm sure everybody's been to a wedding. You know how hard it is to get to talk to the bride and groom. Everybody's just trying to get there, and usually it's family first, and then friends, and then co-workers or whatnot. It was I forget what time it was, but it took a good maybe hour to get through the church, like the actual wedding, and then talking to everybody. So we get in the party bus, super nice party bus. Downfall is the aux cord input did not work, so we didn't really get to play what we wanted to, but we found a radio station that everybody was okay with. See, I think I had 5 guys, and she had 6, 7 girls, because my sister was kind of added there, but she didn't go on the party bus. She took care of her kids. So first thing first, we stopped at a gas station and get some liquor. Some of our friends wanted to start partying. I had maybe a drink on the bus. Jordan, I'm sure you remember telling me this many times, said, do not get drunk at our wedding. I want you to remember this. So I was trying to not drink, and I'll be honest, I don't drink often, so I didn't really want to have too much. I knew I wanted to maybe have like 2 at the wedding, but that's really it. I'm not much of a drinker. But so we stopped at a gas station, and then we went to this nice lake around where Jordan grew up that we actually went to a lot the year coming up to our wedding. And Took some pictures there. All the girls there were freaking out because it was so cold. Funny, Jordan was just making fun of them. All the guys were fine because we had like tuxedos on. It was cold, not gonna lie. And we got a lot of pictures taken there. And we I don't know, maybe an hour of pictures there. And then we went back. Then we went to where the reception was, which is Tangiers in Akron. I can't say enough about that place. That place was beautiful. Everything there was super nice. We actually got to take all the leftover food home that people who didn't show up to our wedding, which if you didn't show up, if you RSVP then don't show up to something, that's kind of rude, but whatever. Anyways, if you did show up, thank you. And so Tangiers, great place. We got to go to some of the closed off rooms that they don't either use anymore or they're just closed for the days to take some pictures. Unfortunately, a lot of those pictures didn't come out. We didn't really get to use any of them. Our photographer gave us a flash drive of all of our pictures, and those weren't really on there. Don't know if they just didn't edit them right or they just didn't come out, because I mean, it's kind of a dark place. I don't blame them. But for how many pictures we took, it's kind of a little upsetting that we only got a small handful. There's one picture though that's quite funny. After we were done taking pictures, she's like, okay, we're done taking pictures. All my groomsmen just decided to pick me up and got one last picture of them just holding me, which I hate. They know that. I have a fear of a lot of heights and stuff like that, and they know I'm not a thrill junkie. So, just picking me up, I hate that. I hate not being in control of what my body is doing. But, it was funny. Not gonna lie. Of course, you know my name is Michael. My wife's name is Jordan. Put them together, Michael Jordan. So we thought it'd be hilarious to actually walk in to our reception to the Chicago Bulls theme song, and so we did. Our DJ was great. He kind of introduced everybody, kind of like starting lineup. So when my wife and I came in, it was a good time. Everybody was clapping, cheering, and whatnot, and we got to walk around, wave to people, and so our table was like in the back corner, which is kind of weird, but the way the place was laid out is like the perfect spot to put it. There was a nice fireplace there. I don't know if we really have any good pictures of it to show. So we actually got to sit up a little bit higher than everybody, and so we were able to see everybody, which was nice. The food was delicious. I remember I had steak. Only problem is that normal weddings, everybody is usually trying to talk to the groom and bride while they're eating, so the groom and bride don't eat. But my wife made a point to get the high riser, that way people can't talk to us. So we were able to eat. The only disappointing thing is when it came to cake, didn't really have time to eat cake, and my grandma actually made me a special cake because I wasn't a big fan of the cake my wife picked out. So thank you, Grandma, for making that cake. I only got to take like 2 bites, but did get to take some home. It was delicious, and we were able to do some speeches and stuff then. I got roasted on both of them. Thanks, guys. My wife didn't really get roasted at all. And my best man, he's like my best friend. I've known him since 2nd, 3rd grade, and he had a great speech, and he brought back some stories that I didn't even remember, and I have like a great memory. And so I actually think I have the recording of that, so I'm able to watch whenever I want to. We didn't record anything, honestly. It was my wife's decision. She didn't want any recording of our wedding. We just got pictures done. We just did the bare minimum. That's kind of why I'm making this video, because every single year your memory goes a little bit. You forget details here and there. It's been 1 year, and there's a lot that I'm probably missing. And so I want this video to kind of be something we could watch, especially with our kids, to kind of remember the good times. And we did the first dances, father, daughter, mother, son. So I was more nervous to dance with my mom than I was to with my wife, and that's just because, I don't know, my mom made me more nervous because she's like, I'm so nervous. Like, going up, I had the hardest time picking out a song because, let's be honest, I listen to a lot of rock and harder stuff, and there's not many good wedding songs to dance to. And I actually wanted a song that I liked and it kind of meant something. I actually found a Blink-182 song that worked, and it is actually kind of a sappy song. My mom didn't really know it, but whatever, she had a good time. But I just remember we were both stiff. We didn't know what to do, and we were, the whole time my mom's telling me, I hope nobody's watching. This is so nerve-wracking. And then we actually were dancing in front of her friends, so you know that they were just making fun of her. It was a great time though. First dance, my wife and I decided to do Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, and we're both big Beatles fans, and that's just a nice song to dance to. But it's kind of funny because when we were dancing, it just didn't seem like we were on our first dance or anything. It just kind of seemed like we were dancing at a normal party. I don't think really many people were watching us. We actually have fountain around us, so it kind of drowned out the music at first. After the first song, we turned it off, and I felt no pressure. I felt like nobody's watching. I'm sure people were, but it was really nice. So basically, dance rest of the night. I actually only danced a couple songs. I apologize, Jordan. I know you want to dance more. I'm not a dancer. I got a couple drinks for us. We had a good time. Got to talk to a lot of family. Don't see much. Thank you once again. I know I've said a couple times to everybody that came. And we were very fortunate that it wasn't really snowing that day. That way people were able to come. But as the night went on, it started to snow, so people were leaving a little bit early because they didn't know how bad it was going to get, which was fine. I don't blame them. I'm definitely one of those people. If I know that I did my job, I want to go home. I'm not a going out type of person. So we were done with the wedding, everything. We actually had to clean up a bit. We had a lot of stuff to pack up and a lot of extra food. Kind of gave it to my parents, her parents, and we took some home as well because we knew the next day we just wanted to stay home with the dog and just kind of have the first day as a married couple not doing anything. So we were going to the hotel. Her mom drove us there, dropped us off, walked in, and my wife likes to point out that some girls like, oh, did you just get married? Because she's wearing a wedding dress, and I mean, my wife, just being the person she is, like, yeah, I did. And then afterwards goes like, why would somebody ask me if I just got married? Of course I did. I'm wearing a wedding dress. Just my wife. Funny stuff. And so we get to the hotel change, and we actually had plans to go meet up with 3 of my groomsmen and a couple other friends to go to a restaurant in Akron called Luigi's. If you are from the area, you know it's the most amazing Italian restaurant in the world. Salad's on point, pizza is good, but man, if you go there and don't get the salad with cheese, then you're not living. So we went there, and by the time we get back, it's close to midnight. What can I say? It was such a great day. Fastest day of my life. And I wish I could tell you more, but to be honest, so much was going on at so many times that I just didn't catch everything. There's a lot of fun things I missed, unfortunately, but you're just being pulled here and there, talking to people and meeting a lot of people. I met so much of her family that night because I didn't know a lot of them. She met some of my family. She knew more of my family than I knew hers, of course. But I had a great time. I can't believe I've been married a year. I love you so much, Jordan. Happy anniversary. I'm going to end this video on that note. Part 3, I'm just going to be talking about the honeymoon.